I'm keen to get into it and keen to see these teams battle it out and who will take the W and the money off the bank.
Oh man, and you know what? These players, we haven't even began the match yet, and I'm already getting like trolled by them. I was watching the chat just a little bit there. They said that they did it again. I was like, oh no! I had a quick look. They haven't done it again. They trolled me already. The match hasn't even started yet, but we will start it. Look at us, already starting off downstairs into that basement, starting off that very first site. Now, you normally see teams go upstairs first, so interesting enough to get the easier side out of the way. Maybe put you a leg up in terms of, it's the easier side to defend. If you get it out of the way first, you can potentially secure yourself the very first round. You got Voon, the Solus. Getting rid of those cameras now is super useful on a map like this as well. So many potential spots to put your pre-placed drones as well. Intel being a super big thing in this map. Getting rid of that is definitely going to help you feel more safe if you're upstairs roaming.
That is for sure, and it looks like they're going to be extending quite a bit. They've put these mute jammers reinforced up in janitor, so they're going to extend on all three floors here, and it looks like they're going to try and waste as much time as they can upstairs. But we're seeing the Goyo being brought out. Such a good operator to have, especially for that basement side, and it's just, he's not used enough. I feel like he's used here and there, but he's actually quite a strong operator and able to deny a lot of time if you use him correctly and place those Goyo packs in the right spot. So I'm liking this from Altered Edge, but IQ, he's going to utilize his own utility and he's going to spot out the Solus there. So I think this is a good adaptation, but the gunfight is about to happen, but no Voon. He chooses to run away and not give his life just yet. He wants to waste some more time here and help his teammates from below, but he is getting shot. But Malachi is the first to fall, and Raindrops gonna find that first frag of the game and the round. Good position for the attack.
Calls are going to give away some positions. River is spotted up upstairs. He manages to bolt off in just the nick of time and get away with his life still intact. He's found themselves into archives, but they've got full top floor control. You can see Voon, he's made his way up those square stairs as well. Raindrops able to capitalize on that, and he's not knowing if he's positioned yet, but a quick impact is able to down Tiaki. Oh, Taki, sorry, not Tiaki. River's able to capitalize on that kill, so it's swung in the way of the defense of the attack at the moment, as the defender has lost 2 of their roamers at the moment.
Yeah, I do believe Techie is Oblivion, but it is not Tiaki. He is not on the games today. Do forgive Elijah, he is quite blind. Don't worry, guys. But 4v3 as we approach that minute 5 mark, so I think the execute's going to be coming on the way soon, but they do have those Goyo packs. They do have the 2 smokes in the hand of Owen, but it really depends on what Nutty choose to do in these later parts of this round, whether they drop those hatches or whether they just hold and try and plant in that server CC site. But everyone's just holding their ground, holding their positions, waiting for these Goyo packs to run down. And I think I'm liking this from Nutty. They've cleared the util and they're going to try and go for this plant. There's only 1 smoke on the side of Owen now as we approach the last few seconds. 25 seconds. They're probably going to start dropping, starting to make these plays. And let's see if Altered Edge are ready. But 1 more Goyo pack to be popped, and that's going to last for quite a long time.
Well, we got the flashes going down the hatches though. Raindrops is able to pick up a kill onto Owen as well, down to a 2v4 with only 11 seconds left though. Ajax has managed to try and get that plant down. It was completely denied though. Yeah, able to find 2. Rico. Doko is going to make his way to the back. River's unable to stop that plant just yet. You're in the 1v1. You're looking both quite the same in terms of HP at the moment. You have to be just a little bit aware of positions. Doko is in the garage. River needs to be careful of his angles just a little bit. So he sees him cross. Intel's going to be revealed as well. Ducko able to find the kill in the end. And that'll be the very first round in the attacked favor.
I think, Altered Edge, they did well there, coming into that execute. But unfortunately, they just didn't have the numbers to deal with it all. And it was left to, him in that 1v2. So hopefully, as they go up to this top floor, they can adapt and sort of work out the way that Nutty are attacking this. Because right now, Raindrops, he's getting all the intel on that IQ scanner. and finding the frags. He found, I do believe, 3 in that round. Yeah, so big round from him.
On a map like this, especially if you're downstairs and you're extending upstairs, being able to utilize that IQ ability to spot out all of their util through the walls and the floors, stuff like that, ping it for the rest of your team, you can sort of work out where the roamers upstairs are playing, and you can sort of focus on those areas and work on clearing those one at a time. And it worked out super well, not only for clearing out that souls, being able to see that player through the floors, but being able to spot where all the proxy mines were, the mute jammers upstairs, or the default cameras as well, potential Wamais and things like that. So definitely useful running that IQ. You're not going to be able to do it a second round though. You've opted to bring a sledge instead.
Yeah, they are bringing this Blackbeard, though. We see him here and there, but especially on a map like Bank, which we don't get to see a lot of, like we said, he's definitely useful on those Windows Repel, able to tank at least one bullet with that shield and possibly favor the gunfight a little bit more, and I think he's going to do exactly that. Put in the Claymores for those jump outs to ensure that he doesn't get jumped out on, but utilizing this Zephyr utility as well, able to open up these castles to try and get an angle onto this Trump position, Trump room, and they spot the BP, but he's not quite able to find the bullets onto it to shut it down.
They've got all the repels coming up. They managed to open up that Kanto position as well, so that's going to render River stuck in that elevator, so he has to be a little bit careful and just burn for time for someone potentially pushing up these lobby stairs as well. You can see Techie, he's got his drone, he's going to push to the top and be able to spot him out as well. There is a player in lobby, adding a little bit of pressure to him yet. You're unable to pick up the kill just yet, but Raindrops, he's made his way inside. Red pings are coming out as well to find out where he's playing. Just needs to work up slowly. Malachi, though, able to find a kill onto Ducko, remove him from the board. That's his Zofia. She's been removed. Line scan to go up. Made your way to the top of these lobby stairs. Now, you've got all the angles that you need to work with. You are aware of the player who is just into that conference. You need to be a little bit careful. You see the shoulder of the castle, but you're unable to connect any shots just yet. The position has been given away. Nothing to go out just yet.
Oh, the gunfight coming out, but Raindrops winning that one, and River is to fall, and back to that 4v4. Raindrops, he's in Banana right now. He's ready to shut down more of these defenders' positions, and looks like the team's working well together to sort of push them out. But Owen, he's going to go for a swing. He's going to find not one, but two with the one mag of that SMG-11, and that is a good use of that gun. And now Rico to find Oblivion, and it's all falling apart for Nutty right now. Altered Edge, they've snapped back, and they've snapped back well. Voon securing the last round, last kill there, and they're able to find the round. 1-1.
That was just confidence all there. I mean, they reeled them in, you know, they gave them that lobby control, they gave them that false sense of security, they pushed up, and it was just crossfires everywhere. Being able to utilize that SMG was huge as well. It might have just 17 bullets, but the damage on it, the fire rate, it's just huge.
Yeah, I think, you know, Owen, he's it looks like he's feeling himself on that SMG, so I think he's going to stick with that and keep running the operators that have it. So he's running that smoke, and I do believe they're going back down to this basement, so hopefully they can switch things up here and not allow Nutty to find those picks. I do believe they found 2 picks rather early into the round. I think, you know, they extend a little bit, but not sort of put themselves in positions where they can be collapsed upon and sort of find themselves being lost in a sense to the side of Nutty. I think that was their biggest issue, not having that man count in those later parts of the round. So if they run down the time, they fall back, they'll be able to do some damage here. But Voon playing a little bit differently, running a shield in this stock area, so that's rather interesting. You usually do that when you're playing up on that top floor, but he's going to do it when they're down in the basement. We're going to waste some more time, but I do like this extension from Altered Edge. Let's see if they can make it work. But look what's happening, Elijah. A dirt rush.
It's just a train. They're able to get those lion scans off to stop it. It looks like it's kind of free at the moment. He's able to work his way past these Goyo packs, no problem as well. Owen already find 2 just into that 1 mag as well. Rico to find the kill onto Raindrops as well. Gluttony to try and return onto Rico. Manages to find himself down as well as he finds the 3rd kill. Owen is going big with his SMG in hand as well. Techie to take a huge blow of HP. He's left in a rough position back onto these blue stairs as well. Lion scan to try and help him in any way he can, but it's no effect at the moment as everyone's just propped up and watching the angles. The Goyos are being popped and the Voon is going to pop the head of Techie. That'll take it in their round. A quick round if that's so. And a nice shot to end it.
Yeah, but Owen, once again, he's making that SMG work. He found another 2 with the 1 mag. And he's gonna hop off it. He's gonna go to the pulse by the looks of it. So I think that's not the move, Owen. You're going demon mode on that SMG-11. But Altered Edge, they're doing quite well on this defense so far. That was a very, very dominant round, and they read into that rush rather well. I liked the idea from Nutty. It was just unfortunate they weren't able to win those ones onto the people on the site. So going into the round 4 here, we're in this open area cafeteria site, and I think this is the common tertiary site to go to. Not a lot of teams like to go to that Teller's Archives, but they do like to extend into it on this site. So I wonder how Altered Edge are going to play it. It looks like they're utilizing this castle to sort of cut off some angles and give them more free reign of moving around. But you see this, Elijah? The pulse with the shotgun.
Yeah, it's not something you see quite common, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he can utilize it. But he's managed to pull off some miracles so far with that SMG. I imagine he's going to do the exact same with that pulse shotgun now. One thing I was just sort of like, taken aback from. Last round, they did that rush, and the communication coming out from Altered Edge. You got to see their players rotate from that 3rd floor to the 1st floor in just a matter of seconds before they were able to get in. They were able to capitalize on that. So you see the communication from Altered Edge. It's quite strong.
Yeah, they're working off each other well, and I'd imagine they're feeling themselves right now, being that round up. They're feeling zesty, but raindrops. He's feeling good. He's in lobby already, uncontested, so he could do some damage here if he's not spotted out, and he's gonna nade top Kanto, but Azam, he's gonna be careful. But it is caught by Midas, and he is holding his ground. He is aware of the position of Yana now, and I wonder if he's gonna choose to fall down or just stay up here on the 2nd floor. But keep a barriers to sort of block off the angles of Yana and try and push him more into the side of Azami's crossfire. But flashes to go out, and I believe they're going to try and push off that. Malachi, he's just got the angles. He's holding the positions. Voon able to find the head of Ducko, and they have all this control. But Altered Edge, they're just holding the angles. They're not allowing them to push any further. But Ajax, he's able to find 2, and he shuts down Voon and Malachi. So back to that 3v3, Elijah.
Yeah, thankfully Ajax manages to stay alive as well. He can utilize those exothermic charges, but Rivet, he's going to fall to the headshots of Techie. Be able to swing it into the attacker's favor than it was before. Ajax is quite low HP though, so he's going to have to be careful if he wants to stay that way for the rest of the round. But it's down to Owen and the good old Wamai as well, so you've got all you need. You've got time to work with as well for the side of Nutty Gaming, so they just need to take it slow, clear out these angles. Rico, he's popped himself up into that tellers, so could go for a potential flank.
Yeah, and you do have the pulse that can utilize his scanner to find the intel and the positions of these players, but right now he's off the scanner. But Rico, he's going off himself, and he shuts down Oblivion, so that's your sledge off the board. You still have the Buck, and they're going to make their way towards Square, but there's one in Janitor, and Rico finding another, and he's able to shut down Gluttony. It's all left to the low HP of Ajax in this 1v2, and 17 seconds. He has one exothermic. He's going to utilize that to open up this quad wall, but he's going to have to do something magical if he wants to find these frags here. And I think they're just playing patient, waiting for him to push into them or go for that plan, and it looks like he's forced to plant. Another round for them, and Owen, he's gonna decimate him with that pulse shotgun. And
I mean, he wasn't able to show up. He didn't have the SMG this time, so he was able to collect at least 1 kill. They bled them for time that entire round, and in the end, they didn't have enough time to get their execute underway. So another round in the favor of Altered Edge now. And it's a well played so far. Altered Edge quite strong, just absolutely dominating the attack from Nutty Gaming. So you can't. You just need to think like, what is it going to be like when we switch? You know, will the Altered Edge just be as strong on attack, or will Nutty Gaming, will they feel themselves?
Yeah, I think so far it looks like the defense is very strong here. So maybe we're not seeing as, you know, a much of an even map so far. So maybe both teams are just more comfortable on this defense. But right now, you know, Nutty, they're only 2 rounds behind. They have found 1 attack round. So maybe as we see Altered Edge go to this console office side, they can maybe adapt and shut down Altered Edge. I think they're just sort of playing their positions well. They're not playing too crazy. And I think Nutty, they need to surprise Altered Edge. They need to do something that they're not expecting, or play off each other a little bit more, and they'll find themselves this round here.
I mean, they've got the util to do so. I mean, you see Glut is back on that Blackbeard before. Didn't work out too well last time, but you know, hopefully it can, you know, prevail this time. You've got the Flores as well, and that'll help you deal with some of those deployable shields that you've got set up outside of those closet doors.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going on that Canter Repel again. And Owen, he's going to quickly put that Mute Jammer on as the Habanas go on as well. But they've got a BP there, so if they're able to clear that Mute Jammer and open up that wall, that's going to be double clearing with those pallets. Getting rid of that intel and that wall. So that would be huge if they can get that open. But Blackbeard, once again, on this upside down rappel, trying to shut down any positions in this CO office. But we see Warden playing there in that executive office, and Rico once again holding down this long desk with those sort of footholds there.
You could hear those terror drones coming out from that Flores as well, clearing out some of that utility to make it easier to sort of create a path for the rest of your team. I believe it's some of those castles come out. You come out of the elevator though. Ajax has got the angle raindrops to find the kill on Tavoon as well, so it's back down to a 3v4 now as well. But Raindrops? Or 3v5, sorry. Raindrops has made his way up Banana. There's only 2 players that he needs to worry about. It looks like they're unsuspecting of his angle just of yet, though. Taking to fall to Rico. Unable to pick that one up just of yet.
Yeah, he's going to use that nade to open up one of those castles, but Rico, he's looking to get active! And he found the head of Raindrops, but Glut to return and Ducko to shut down him. So now it's all left to Malachi in a 1v3, and he's playing in this executive office. He's now gone into this quad windows, looking to try and find a pick here in Banana. He's able to shut down the Habana, and the other 2 teammates are very, very split. And that's Diffuser on top of those red stairs there. So he's able to run down the clock. He's able to play his position here in this elevator and sort of just wait for them to come to him. They can't plant until they grab it.
I mean, they can just get a pinch going. You've got the intel that is in the elevator. He's going to rotate back into the Trump, though. You're unable to hit through that rotate, though, but Glut, he's got the angle.
Yeah, and he's got the Blackbeard shield and that DMR, and the shield saving his life a little bit there. And that's why he is quite strong in those situations. But I think that's a good sort of retaliation from Nutty there. They find themselves their second round and make this game that little bit closer. And, you know, finding that round on the attack, I think they did quite well. They did the same push that they did last time, but Altered Edge, they weren't able to do, you know, sort of counter it. They let the same things happen.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that was detrimental throughout that entire round, one thing to highlight is they got that Kanto wall open, and I believe they picked up 3 kills from that just alone, so you have to be a little bit more careful about that Kanto angle if you manage to get that open in the future. The Mute Jammer just wasn't enough. You have to work for that in the future, but new round now, round 6, as we move downstairs back to the basement that they defended quite strongly last time. Don't want to go for the rush again.
Yeah, they did win the first defense of the basement. But the second one, they tried a little cheeky rush, and it didn't work out for them. So I wonder if they're going to do a proper push, or if we're going to see something similar happen once again. But I believe they'd probably want to, you know, clear these roamers out and sort of take it a little bit slower. So I think that Altered Edge are ready again for anything of the sorts. But similar, well, pretty much the exact same setup that we saw earlier. I wonder how Nutty will deal with this utility from the side of Altered Edge.
Well, they haven't got anything to sort of help you with that stock just yet. You got to see last time they had some deployable shields. They've got River on the roam for that support as well, so it'll definitely help you in terms of holding upstairs. You've got the hatches as well that are able to drop as well. Raindrops trying to make his way into top square and stock at the moment. He's going to do a little bit of drone work to help find a little bit of intel. You can see the yellow pings coming out from his teammates as well, spotting out that River has managed to be up into the Trump.
But what we haven't highlighted yet is that there's a Ying on the board. But Raindrops, he's able to shut down River. That's your Azami, so no more keeper barriers to go out. But Raindrops, he's going to get down and he's going to be finished by that Pokeball of the impact grenade. So even Steven now, 4v4, 2 minutes on the board. But that Ying, Elijah, I reckon that's going to be big, especially on an execute. If you can get this hatch control, dropping that hatch with those Candelas could be deadly. But first, they need to clear these players out, or at least push them out of here to rotate back to the site if they want to do such a thing.
I mean, Altered Edge are doing pretty good for time at the moment, and yeah, those Ying Candelas can come in useful for the execute, but you've still got all those Goyo packs that you need to clear out, so you're kind of hard for time at the moment. You need to clear these roamers and work your way to opening up these hatches and clearing out those Goyo packs, otherwise it's going to bleed you all for time. You've got two of these members, they're up in that open area, they're stopping you from getting any of that control. Frag Grenade's got to be cooked to C4 as well to sort of add a threat to it. It's not going to be tone, just ripped. Rico's just being a little bit careful though. Ducko able to clean up Voon and sort of relieve some of that pressure of the sledge trying to take control of that open area as well. Rico trying to get his shots on. He takes a huge chunk of HP but wins the engagement in the end. And it's back to an equalizer of 3-3 at the moment. Rico looking to get a new angle cleared up though. Ajax, he's got the long angle from that elevator hallway. Able to relieve that. That is open area completely to your favor now at the moment. You need to get those hatches open, but like I said before, those Goyo packs, they're still up. You've got 3 of those smoke canisters on Owen as well to utilize, so you can't really push down these hatches or potential doorways as well, so you're bleeding for time at the moment. Only 30 seconds left to do so. Look at all the denial. It's all around the board at the moment. They're trying to drop these hatches. The Yin Candelas are prepping to drop down the hatch, while the 2 remaining players of Nutty Gaming have set themselves up nicely in that server rack as well. Look at that. Smokes, Candelas all go through. 15 seconds left to do so. You drop the hatch, manage to get a huge chunk of HP onto King Mal, but Owen's going to return that. Finish off Glut. Plans to try and go down. You've got the angle, trying to get the Charisma Canister, managed to get shot, but the SMGs, I think it's the strong part of Bank.
That was unfortunate. Owen went to go for the smoke, but the bullet shot it down, and he wasn't quite able to shut down Owen. And then Malachi was able to swing the door, and unfortunate for Nutty. They weren't able to find that round there and make it the even score count, but they are on that defense now. We are on the switch up. We are in the second half, so it's anybody's game. 4-2, it's not a bad split to have. And going onto that defense, we saw that Altered Edge were able to pick up 4 rounds. Let's see what Nutty can do with that.
I mean, we got to see they weren't utilizing the mirror. That was left open. You can see it's being utilized this time though. You can see Ajax has popped up on that mirror. That'll be super useful for helping you defend down here. But it's all about how Altered Edge choose to attack. We haven't seen them attack just yet, so I'm excited to see what they've got cooked up. And will Nutty Gaming extend just the same as Altered Edge did?
Yeah, and they're going for a little bit of a different approach. They're not bringing the Goyo, like we saw Altered Edge bring, but they are bringing the Cade, so that'll be forcing this side of Altered Edge to at least bring some EMPs, but right now, no one's bringing it, Elijah. So that means if they Cade those hatches, those can remain closed, and it doesn't look like they're switching as of yet. If they kept that Lion, then maybe that would have been the case, but Owen, he's going to stick the Jackal. That means that unless they clear it in another means, those hatches will remain closed.
I mean, it's quite hard to clear out those Cades as well, so you're definitely going to struggle with that this round. So it's going to be funneling through these doorways, and you're not able to open up these hatches. You're able to have that advantage. That's not good.
Yeah, you're able to have that advantage if you, you know, that Cade can only Cade 2 of those hatches. But, you know, that still forces you to only open up certain hatches. And Owen, he looks like he's utilizing his Jackal scanner to take that lobby as we have the Ash push into through server here. And
oh, wait.
I don't know if they're aware.
It doesn't look like they have any ADSs as well, so if Rico can manage to position himself in a spot to Ash charge potentially below the hatch, he might be able to clear it up for his team.
Yeah, that is a huge position to gain, and nobody playing it is quite interesting from Nutty. Maybe they've got other plans, but Voon, he's going to open up the round and shut down raindrops. So that is your Oryx off the board. No jumping up hatches for him, but Voon, he's here ready to take the engagement onto that open area, but Oblivion, ooh, he does some damage, but a little bit of a whiff. But Voon, he's on that 1 HP, but Malachi, he's going to drop that stock and shut down Ducko, and that is not good.
He's not an Owen.
He's not Owen. But he's still on that full HP. He still has, you know, some work to do. He could go big. We don't know. But pings are going to go out. And I think the ping, that elevator hatch, has been opened. And Owen, he's just holding these main stairs, ensuring that nobody can cross. Nobody can run up these stairs as they open up this lobby hatch as well.
That's good, and they're all split at the moment. You know, they could get a pinch going on from all of the defenders who are left. There's only 3 of them, so it's a 3v5. Voon is quite low HP, and just as you see it, Rico manages to utilize that Ash charge. He doesn't manage to hit the hatch, so it's still electrified for the moment. So you can't really open it up that just of yet. The Black Mirror becoming a huge problem for Voon at the moment. He's unable to pick up any kills as Ajax is able to capitalize on his intel. Spots out that there is another player in service. The Barn is doing all the work he can to open up some of those angles as well. Need to be able to shoot those off. You're able to... Ooh, you can't save that mirror just yet. You're forced to force back into gold as the smokes come out to try and stop you from pushing in. King Mal, he's made his way in the back. Got to pick up the kill into River. Unable to find another one though. Just capitalizing completely. Nutty. Just a flurry of kills all across the board. Now Rico, stuck in a rough position. He's behind the chassis. Smoke canister is going to make his life hard. He tries to go for a plant. Will he be able to stick it?
Yeah, he has to sort of stick it here, but C4's prep. They didn't. They thought he was going to fake it, but Oblivion, he's going to make up for the engagement early, and he's going to shut down Rico. And it looks like, whoa, what happened with the camera there? Ajax,
I've seen that before, and I'm wondering how
his head like that.
I think it's a spectator thing.
That went to like VR mode there. That was cool.
He looked over with intent.
Yeah. He's like, you gonna detonate that C4?
Yeah.
You gonna detonate it?
He's excited. Oh,
But
another round.
Round 8.
Well, it was a well played, yeah. I like that. We move upstairs to Executive Lounge now. I got to see how that they can defend here. Nutty. Will they prevail?
Yeah, well, that was their first round on the defense, so they look strong, but good thing you mentioned the Twitch. I wonder. We don't get to see much Twitch play anymore, obviously with that nerf to the F2. No more grip on that F2, but I wonder if that's the gun of choice for him, or if he's going to use that DMR, but I think seeing as they have been playing Mirror, Twitch would be a good choice, but they haven't run it this time. They are running that castle though, so I think they should probably bring something to deal with that. Maybe a sledge. They probably have those breach charges maybe on that Blackbeard or that Ace, but they obviously can use that Habana as well to clear the castles. But I think castle is just so powerful on this site. You're able to cut off so many of those window angles and sort of shut down those crosses that you can have by having those repels. So I wonder where they choose to place them, but for the most part I think it's mostly default from what I saw. But they're bringing both the Wamai and the Jaeger though, Elijah, so they're ready to deny a lot of the util coming out from Altered Edge.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to stop any potential Candelas or frag grenades. You've got Voon, he is running those frag grenades, so I imagine it's quite common to just go below and see if you can clear out some of those positions. So I imagine that's what Voon's looking to do this round specifically. You got Owen, he's on that Blackbeard. Now we've got to see that Nutty Gaming, they use that quite heavily on their attack. We've switched sides now, so I can imagine that Owen, he's switched angles. He's going to go for that Canto instead. And we see both of these teams utilize this angle quite heavy. You're able to open up that wall. No contest at all. Looks like Ajax he wants to try and stop that, but with those angles, looking unsuccessful for the moment.
But if he plays this position well, he might be able to find the frag if Habana sort of peeks his head here, but Ajax is going to give away his position and just narrowly miss the head of Rico. Rico playing it smart, and he's going to go on his drone and try and locate some of these defenders. But Ajax, he wants this kill. He wants to shut this down.
I mean, getting rid of that Habana this early on would be super impactful for the rest of the round. So Ajax manages to clean up Riku. He gets the kill in the end. So just as we say it, Habana, she falls. You're unable to open up any of that hard destruction unless you're using Ace. So Ace needs to stay alive. He did manage to get that job done though. Cantor has been opened. You see Techie, he's in a rough position now. He's stuck in that corner thanks to Owen on that rappel. Tries to get away.
No.
Looks like he's moonwalking instead, but he manages to get away with his life. Still intact. Raindrops. He's able to find a kill onto River, and that'll put it in a really rough position as Voon tries to bring it back. Takes up the head of Ajax. You're stuck on these main stairs at the moment. Owen to even up that score count onto Techie. It's back down to a 3v3 now. Everybody looking quite healthy. It's all the pinches.
Yeah, unfortunately for Oblivion, he wasn't quite able to moonwalk all the way away from that Blackbeard. And we're back to that 3v3, make that a 3v2 as Raindrops. He secures the king on... well, he does secure the king. Secures the kill onto the king. And it's all left to Owen and Voon. But Voon, he's in a good position here. He is on this banana, but Gluttony, he's got the better angles, the better gun, apparently, finding the head. But Owen, he's on the rappel. Can he do anything with it? 23 seconds. This wall is open. He hasn't been contested quite yet, but 3 to find.
He's got the safety behind that Gladwrap shield there, so he's able to work his way through the defense. Almost picks up 1 kill, but Raindrops hits the damage first. That'll be for the side. They managed to defend it successfully. And take us to yet another round.
Yeah, nutty. They're, like I said, maybe both these teams are just more comfortable on the defense. And so far, that is reigning true as the score is now that 4-4. But we did see this happen in the last game on Oregon between 2 different teams. You know, it evened up at 4-4, I think. And then it all changed. So I think going into these next few rounds for Altered Edge, they need to find their own footing on the attack. They need to counter what is happening from Nutty, and I hope to see it. But something that we're seeing being run from both teams is that Brava and then the Vigil on the side of Nutty. So not usually operators we see all too often, and obviously Brava being that new operator to that operator pool, and I'm keen to see how Rico uses this.
I mean, you can see they're switching to Ayana and Sledge, so if you manage to funnel that Brava drone in just enough to potentially hack some of those ADSs, you could get some cheeky little frag grenade kills for sure. I could definitely see that coming out. You've got none of these potential roam clears though. You haven't got any global utility, you haven't got a Jackal, any of that sorts for the moment. You're unable to switch now, so you're going to have to try to clear out Ajax. He's running that Vigil, able to hide away from these drones who were trying to drone him out. I only just know about his approximate position.
Yeah, but unfortunately for us, we don't get to see that Brava, but Rico, he does switch to another drone operator. It's not Flores, but it's Twitch, and he is running that DMR, so able to pack a punch with that weapon. But Voon, he wants to do his own pack a punching with that G3, and he wants to get into square right now. He's going to drone, try and locate any of these positions of these roamers, and looks like they are roaming here in the janitor hall, but River, he's trying to shoot through the wall, find a cheeky kill, but the rest of his team, they're pushing in. And Ajax, he's trying to hold this down in top main. He does have the ability of that visual scanner, but he's running away. But he's able to dodge the bullets of Voon.
Voon just unable to pick up that kill. He's gonna opt to go back inside of that office instead. Reposition yourselves. Ajax not looking too healthy at the moment. He's stuck in this elevator, just holding this long angle. Hopefully he's able to pick up a kill. Maybe get away safely. Doesn't look like the hatches have been blown for him just yet, so he can't drop down. No, that looks like it is dropped instead, so he's able to get away with his life. He's unpunished for what happened just earlier. Still a 5v5.
Yeah, and I think this is good time wasting from Nutty, but there we go. Owen to open up the round, and he has this Talus control. So they may have been on that roam, and they did fall back, but Owen to find a second, and that's your Cade and your Mute off the board. Very, very good picks to have. Those are C4s. All your C4s off the board now, so it's left to the Vigil, the Oryx, and the Jaeger of Nutty to shut down this attack.
You had all your roamers upstairs trying to stop that vertical play. You aren't aware that someone could push that middle floor, and Owen's able to capitalize on that, finding yet his third kill, finally clearing out Ducko. That leaves it down to Raindrops and Ajax now as he do some of that hard destruction and soft destruction to open up some of those angles inside of the site. King Malachi, he's able to find a kill onto Raindrops now. He's unable to get away. Voon capitalizing on that, and it's a flawless round, KJ.
Flawless round for the attack, and you know, Voon making up, shutting down that vigil in the end. But Owen, he's just making work on these SAS operators. If it's not the smoke, it's the sledge. And he really opened up the round there. It looked like Altered Edge was struggling with that original push, because Nutty, they were able to waste so much time on that second floor, but then on the drop off down to that first floor, it all went skew-if, and Altered Edge, they're one round away from that match point. So Nutty, this is an important round to win here. Very vital round to win as well. But they do have the comfortability of going to this basement site. So they did win it last time. They were able to hold it well as well. They were in that man disadvantage to begin with, but they held their position. They played off the utility that they had available to them. And we do see that mirror there once again, which was so vital in opening up that later part of the round. So I wonder if we're going to see a similar sort of thing happen here in round 10, or if Altered Edge find that match point.
I mean, you could tell that Altered Edge aren't playing around anymore. I mean, last time they didn't have any of those EMPs or anything like that to help them get those hatches open. This time, they've brought it instead. They've got Owen, he's opted to go for that line. He's got 2 of those EMPs, so you have to be careful on how you use it. You have to remember that it is a cage, so if you don't put it in the right position, it'll stay electrified. You're unable to open up that hatch. You need to be able to get that intel to find out exactly where that cage claw is before you consider opening up.
Yeah, and obviously it's a good player to have this on. You know, look at Owen, 12-4 right now. That is huge. That is a 3 KD for him so far, and he's putting in the work for his team. And is Voon aware of the Jaeger? The Jaeger's going to do a cheeky little peek, but not wanting to contest that further as the drones do come out, trying to locate his position. But Ducko, he doesn't want to risk losing that life and wants to try and secure this round for his team. So he's going to remain alive and try and force them to drone him out. But Buck making work, using that skeleton key, trying to get Vert onto this tellers to ensure no one is playing in there. But drone to come out into open, and by the looks of it, they're all just trying to anchor on the site now.
I mean, Ducko was upstairs to try and waste just about as much time as he could, but he was completely overwhelmed by the intel of Altered Edge on that attack. The live droning, you know, the pre-fires as well. It was just too much for him to handle, and he would rather, you know, play the time. The survivability needs to stay there. You get yourself back to site as well, so you can bunker down with the rest of your team and just wait for their execute. You got a minute 34 left for Altered Edge to get their execute underway. You can see those can openers already doing work into that lobby hatch as well. Doubly so for that elevator hatch. They just need to get these last 2 hatches open to sort of box in these last few defenders before they work their way.
I wonder if Owen is going to utilize those EMPs, though. Is he going to be able to locate those Cades and EMP correctly? Because like you said, it doesn't have the range that Thatcher's EMPs do. It has to be a little bit more direct to where those Cade claws are. And I think Glut did put them in a rather interesting position. So is he able to get it? No, he's not able to get it. That's both EMPs.
Changing mags. They are unable to open up either one of those hatches. You did get the back hatches open though, so that can be super useful. But a nice pixel from Voon's going to clean up Raindrops. That's your Solus removed from the board. Are going to be able to spot out any pre-places if they do some so late. So you're just opting for this server tech now, using those X-Kairos to help you open up a little bit of those angles. You've got that Black Mirror left to deal with though, so it's going to add a little bit of pressure. Got 1 grenade left in the pocket of Voon, who potentially tucked that one out. You have got a Jaeger left to deal with though. You can imagine it's going to be quite hard if you haven't dealt with that, if Twitch was unable to reveal herself in and clear out that util. Glut with a nice shot to Rico though. Another one back onto Malachi. He's able to power Ajax and Ducko back onto King Mal. So just a flurry of kills all across the board for these teams as they execute. Just goes into and try to get the plant down. Ducko manages to hit the shot onto River, and the smoke canister is able to down Owen. Some pre-fires to go out by Voon, but none's going to connect. Nutty Gaming will take the round 10 easy as can be.
Wow. That was, once again, they just hold their ground. even though Altered Edge, they find these frags, they find the opening picks, they're not able to execute well enough onto that basement side, and we're back to this 5-5. So now, this is the round to win. You secure that match point and you force the other team to win the next round. Otherwise, it's game over. But round 11, who's going to take it? Altered Edge or Nutty? And honestly, I can't put my finger on it. It's quite close here in this this map of Bank, and I don't know. But we do go to that top floor site, and they are bringing that castle that we saw last time. So I really don't know who's going to win this, Elijah. But something that we haven't seen yet on this map, we're seeing a Monty being brought out by Owen. He wants to secure the round.
I mean, yeah, he's had enough. I mean, they've struggled time and time again on trying to take this lobby control thanks to the canter position, the trump position. So if you can manage to get Monty up, it could be a spearhead of just adding pressure onto Nutty Gaming, able to work your way up these banana stairs, and it's going to be overwhelming, especially if you get that canter position open, which is what we've seen previously from both of these teams every single round. Is you're not going to be able to have any control over that hallway, so it's definitely going to be quite effective if Nutty Gaming can't deal with that Monty. It's just a force not to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and something that we also don't see, but is a great operator to bring, Zero. And especially on a map like this, a lot of intel to be gained from those cameras. You have a lot of room and space to place them as well, especially in that lobby. And for those skylights, you can get some cheeky little angles. I tend to play Zero sometimes on this map. He's pretty good. He brings a lot of util for the team, and he has a nice little loadout as well. But we'll see how Rico utilizes it as he begins to chuck out those cameras and try and get some intel for his team. But once again, I do believe that canter wall is going to try and be open. But Glut, he's going to open up the round, and he's going to shut down Lion. So no more Lion scans come out there. No need to stand still any longer as he is off the board.
That'll definitely reveal some pressure, especially in terms of, you know, EMPs potentially clearing out some of your Jaeger devices, your Wamais as well, so potentially your mutes even. So super good pick. You can see the pre-placed drones are going all out the place. They're going to be able to EMP. Thank God Monty has some in his pockets. That's going to be able to open up that canter position. You can see Owen already making his way up these lobby stairs as well, going to add a lot of pressure into the player who is in Trump, trying to get the angle. You're able to spot out that there is a player in elevators as well and believe that information back to the team who's potentially on rappel, holding that angle.
Yeah, and I think they are trying to execute up these stairs. They got Voon trying to nade the player in elevator, but the nade's not able to connect or do any damage as of yet. But he's going to try and push behind this Monty and try and get this pick. But Ajax, he's not giving up, and Voon, he's going to fall down. But Monty able to get through the crossfire that Ajax and Glut have set up. But he can't pull out his pistol just yet. He's trying to push through this banana hall, but C4 to go out. But Glut, he's going to take majority of that damage. And Owen, he's going to stay alive. But
yeah, surprisingly
raindrops. He's going to find Voon, Oblivion to find Owen. And it's all left to River in a 1v5. And Nutty, they're dominating on this defense right now.
They don't want to let it slip at all, and there we are, the flawless round to trade back what we've seen just earlier. So, well played from defending that upstairs, and you'll take yourselves to the match point.
What a game these both teams are putting in. They're not wanting to give it up, and by the track record, we might see Altered Edge win this next one, and we might see an overtime game, but I would imagine Nutty don't want to have any sort of idea or want that to come to light. But going on to this tertiary side of the open area, it definitely is possible. It is sort of hard to hold this site when you do give up that vert, so I'd imagine that Nutty want to hold that down and not let that happen. But if they give it up, if Altered Edge bring the right operators to deal with that, it can definitely hurt the side of Nutty and claim this round.
I like the Frost. I gotta say, I do like the Frost.
Yeah, being able to put that underneath those windows and maybe some cheeky positions, you might catch one of these players of Altered Edge off guard, and I think it's a good sort of operator to run, especially in a sort of vital round like this. Altered Edge would be on, you know, the nerves could come into play and they could skip a few steps, and maybe they might find themselves victim to being down by one of those frost mats. So if Glut places them in a cheeky spot, we might see a cheeky injure. But potential last round to begin, and it looks like they are going for that vert take. They are bringing that sledge. They are bringing that buck. They are spotting out those frost mats, so hopefully they aren't caught unaware, and it looks like they want this stock and square control to begin with.
It's always a good spot to start, to try to work your way to potentially open up those hatches and stock in that closet as well. So we're going to get that underway, accompanied by some drones as well. Now, what I want to see from Nutty in this defense is last time they were completely oblivious to Owen pushing from that lobby. I hope that they have got some of that intel this time. I did see that they had a pre-placed drone there. Voon had that set up nice and ready for him, so maybe he's going to get ready to drone in a potential team. You can see Owen, look at him. He's all the way over there into that lobby. So you could potentially make a play here if they're not too aware of it.
Yeah, but Voon, he's going to push right in, and Jaeger, he's going to be careful playing in this janitor. He's not playing near the hatch drop. Gluttony able to find one. Raindrops to find another, and it's falling apart for Altered Edge. They've already lost 2, but can the 3 make it work to find these picks back? It is still early days, and they do have some work to do, though. Almost halfway in the round, and they're starting to get this vert control. And I think Nutty, they're happy with those 2 picks. They're going to fall off and not run the risk. River going to open up this stock hatch for this team, and hopefully it kicks some retaliation back here.
I mean, they got their extension. I mean, look at all of these crossfires. Now, they have sort of forfeited the side just a little bit, but you can see River, he's made his way in. He tries to go for the prone angle, is able to capitalize on Techie, not knowing that he's jumped through that window just of yet, and you've got side control. Able to find another kill as well, as Ducker is unknowing of that angle. The kill will elude him and bring it back to an equalizer of 3-3 as the hash drops go down. River to get the kit down, though, is uncontested for the moment. Raindrops to try to retake onto this top stairs hallway. The plant will go down. No contest. Now you can just fall back here. I mean, you've got that long angle from that outside window. That's going to be tough for Nutty Gaming to help deal with that. Drone's going to be spotted thanks to the Solus. You've got 2 players upstairs ready to drop these hatches. You just can't manage to see the feet from that player. But you're able to do some vert to help you with that instead. Monkey Mal to get the kill onto Ajax, though. You drop the hatch, the red pings are going to give you the information. You're able to pick up the kill onto that. It's all down to a 2v1 now as the last players are just playing safe. 16 seconds left to do so. You need to pick up both of these kills. You managed to find the one. Can you go for the second? You can long arm it, though. That breach is in your way. You can't hit that. You need to jump in. 4 seconds. Oh. River manages to hit the headshot in the end. And a well-played attack from what looked like it was undoable. They managed to pull it back in the end. And that'll take us to back to even. Round 13. Will we go the full distance? I believe so.
We're going into overtime, and luckily for River there, that, you know, those tables, those benches, they are wall bangable. And if that wasn't so, I don't know, that could have been a cheeky defuse, but I think that was a really good push coming in from Altered Edge. They adapted really well, and Rico was able to sneak in and find 2, and I think that really opened up that round and changed the flow of it as well. They were able to get that plant down off of that, and Nutty were forced to retake. So now we're back to that even scoreline, and it is overtime. It is that fresh start, but you don't have as many rounds to work with.
You can definitely tell the pressure is on for both of these teams to potentially who's going to win. And it's anybody's guess at the moment. So you're going to have to bring out everything you can. This is all or nothing now for the moment. You need to bring out all that utility now. We didn't see it last time. Looks like we're going to see it this time. A Brava switch, KJ. Oh, Twitch instead.
Nope. You cursed it, but Oblivion, he's getting some moonwalks again. Hopefully that ends once the prep phase is ended. But we are seeing, once again, a different drone operator. So instead of the Brava, last time it was the Twitch, now it's the Flores. Rico's running all the drone operators today, apart from the one that we want. But we are going to see Flores, who's going to be super, super useful at clearing that shield of alibi and maybe some castles from Castle. So, we'll see how they deal with it.
They're not running any EMPs or anything like that, so they're going to have a little bit of trouble opening up that Canto angle, which they've done time and time again.
Yeah, sort of an interesting choice from the line. He is bringing those claymores, which definitely helps with these repels, but it doesn't help you with clearing those mute jammers, which Oblivion has chosen to run. So it might be detrimental if you're not able to open up those walls, but we'll see how they deal with it. They might have other plans in place, but it looks like they want to clear this BP that's EMPing their drones. They have 2 EMPs and the mute jammer blocking out their drones, so super useful and good positioning here from those jammers and those BPs to deny this entry from Altered Edge. They're definitely slowing it down, and we've almost hit the halfway mark, and not a lot of control has been gained.
Yeah, majority of them still just being outside and on repels for the moment, unable to get any control just of yet. Lions made his way downstairs. I believe he's going to try and shoot through the floor to help them open up anything potential. Whereas Drone, just clearing out that util. Lion scans to go out to see if he can spot anyone. You got the long angles though, into stock. Gonna have to get your execute underway. Ajax to open up the very first blood of the round onto Owen. That'll remove your Ash from the board, so no more clearing any soft destruction.
Yeah, and Flores trying to open up this wall, but the EMPs from the BP in Janitor Hall just denying that from happening, and that is a good use of that. But Raindrops, he's able to shut down Voon, and once again, a 3v5 for Altered Edge. They made it work last round. Can they do it again? But this BP just being a thorn in their side and not allowing that Runeterra drone to open up that soft wall. But River, he's making his way up these main stairs. He will be spotted out in terms of the sound, that proxy, but can he find this pick onto this long desk player? Oh, goes away at the wrong time, and Malachi will fall as well, but he's not out for the count just yet.
Looking flawless for the moment, and it will do so. Glad able to finish up that very last kill into that round, and that'll be GG. Nutty Gaming 7-6. They fought hard, that's for sure, and they earned themselves this victory.
Well, not just yet. There is, they didn't do the overtime setup for the game just yet, but so far, Nutty do have that advantage of being that 1 round up, and I don't quite know what happened there, but it does happen, and hopefully we can get that fixed and underway very shortly. But so far, we've had a game, Elijah, a game indeed, and I think, honestly, by the way it's going, it's just back and forth. So are we going to see that very last round, and it's just all or nothing, or are Nutty going to win that last round there?
I mean, both these teams, just time and time again, being super strong, especially on on defense as well. For a map like this, on all of the sides, regardless of where you are, the defense has just prevailed time and time again for both of these teams. So I'm excited to see how these overtime will turn out. I mean, both these teams fighting tooth and nail to take this victory. I could imagine, like, the pressure is so on for these guys.
Yeah, obviously being that 4-2 and then it just switching and going to the 4-2 for the other team on the defense. Both teams just not able to beat the other on the, being on that attack, and the defense is proving so strong, like you said. So I wonder, going into the defense for Altered Edge, if they're able to win the round out, and then it comes down to Nutty being on that defense for the final round, and then maybe we see an attack win in the overtime. We don't know, but right now it's a match, and I think as they all get back to the lobby, maybe with this break, both teams can sort of bring their heads together and maybe bring something out, something cheeky, maybe a rush, maybe a play. It would be good to see.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. I mean, there's pros and cons to having these little small breaks. I mean, on one hand, you can take a little breather, talk with your team, figure out what you're doing wrong, sort of reset your mental. But at the same time, if you wait too long, you can warm down. You won't be just as warm and comfortable as you were just in the previous round. So, it's a double-edged sword for the moment.
Yeah, especially for the team that won that last round. You're going off a high, you're going off that win, that 1 round closer from taking the dub, and now you gotta wait. So hopefully we can get back into it shortly, and the jet engines are still running. But I think in terms of this game specifically, I didn't think it would be this close. I didn't think that it would go all the way to overtime. I thought that it would be close in terms of the score, maybe a 7-5, maybe a 7-4 like last game, but definitely not as close as it's been, where it's been in this second half. It's basically been 1-for-1 after that even Steven scoreline.
I mean, yeah, they're taking us for a trip at the moment, so we're gonna go the full distance of a siege game. So you can definitely tell that both these teams aren't looking to let it slip up at all. So I mean,
No, not at
this
all.
has been a super close game, an exciting game in that as well. So, man, Bank. This is something for our first cast of Bank, KJ.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's not a map where, one team it seems to be the most comfortable on. It's just who has the tricks up on the sleeve, specifically on the defense. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. And, on the attacks that were won, it came down to, cheeky plays walking upstairs or just playing off each other really well. So I think whoever is on that attack, they got to do it well if they want to, break the curse. But I think the lobby should be up and on its way very, very shortly. I don't know what the ETA is just yet, but yeah, I don't quite know. You did say that Nutty was going to win this one, Elijah. I said Altered Edge, but right now, Nutty, they're in that one round advantage. They are on that 7-6 scoreline. And right now, you're looking good. You're in a safe space, but I think Altered Edge, they're on the defense now. So who knows? Who knows? Are you still faithful that Nutty can take it?
Look, I mean, they've had so many rounds to sort of work on their issues on attack, and Nutty just being confident and winning that last round, like you said earlier, they have that hype. I can imagine that they're going to pull through. Maybe switch up their attack just a little bit more. I can imagine see that they've been so strong so far, especially on their defense, and they have won some attacker rounds. So, if there's any time to do it, it's right now, where it all matters.
That's it. And something that's interesting for me, especially for that overtime, they opted to go, so Nutty, they opted to go to that top floor side. They went to that console office, which I didn't think would be the side of choice for them, as they did win those basement rounds quite easily, I'd like to say, on those executes from the attack. But they chose the upstairs, maybe because they were more comfortable, but they got a flawless on it. So definitely comfortable for them. And I think I don't know what side Altered Edge would go for. Do you reckon they'll go downstairs, or do you reckon they'll do the same and go upstairs, or maybe they pull out something up their sleeve and go a tertiary side like open?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. In the back of my mind, I can see that they might want to throw them off guard, take them to open area, and like a tertiary site, like you said, that might throw them off, and you might feel confident enough to win that one out. But I could imagine if you are Altered Edge, you've been quite strong downstairs into that basement, so I could imagine that that is the side that you want to pick for that overtime, definitely for sure. Especially with Mira being available still as well, if you utilize her in just the right way, those Goyo packs as well, it's just an easy defense.
It is for sure, and they do have. I wonder if they use the mirror and the Goyo, because we haven't seen that combo yet. And
I mean, yeah.
having those Goyo packs, not only does he bring those Goyo packs, he brings a C4 as well. So you're able to deny with that, and he has a 1.5. I don't. He should be used at all times. I reckon
I
he's so strong.
I mean, like you could imagine like just a perfect denial lineup for downstairs. I mean, you've got that mirror, that black mirror, like you said, the Goyo packs as well. You're like running a smoke, like also super good for bleeding out time. That's essentially what they've been doing so far. Is just bleeding time from the attack. Wasting as much time as they can downstairs. And when it comes down to it, at that very last few like minute or so into the round, they have to funnel through these doorways if they didn't manage to get this hatch open, and they just run into the smoke canisters, the Goyos, the black mirror shield that is just being a super aggressive. It's not letting you peek too much. That's just the way to play. I mean, it's common. I mean, I feel like in that sort of sense, in terms of denial, Oregon sort of runs the same.
Yeah, it definitely does, especially for that basement side. I think both these basement sides, it all comes down to that time, and both sides, both teams, they're utilizing that idea so well. And I think if they go to the basement again for this one, they definitely can utilize that mentality of just running down that clock and finding this round win so that we can go to that final round in the overtime. But we are back in the game. I know it did take a bit, so apologies for that, but we will be on its way now, and I just want to see who wins. I want to see who wins. And Altered Edge, they are on that defense, but they are that round down. Nutty are on that match point, so they can't falter. It's all or nothing. This is overtime, baby.
This is the place to bring it. The anticipation is on. I bet you the hype is crazy as well for both of these teams. I mean, this is the round, potentially the last round, if you are on the side of Nutty Gaming for the moment. So I'm excited to see how this round is played out. And already you can see they've gone downstairs. Yeah, they switched up for downstairs. Didn't go upstairs this time. You can see that they brought that Goyo, which we'd like to see. The smoke as well. And
they do have
it's
Owen
on the smoke. It's Owen. That's the boy. I mean, we've seen him time and time again utilize that SMG and just tear apart any player who comes into his crossfires. So he's accompanied by Malachi as well. He's running the mute, but he's no Owen.
Well, we'll see if maybe Malachi can have his moment as well. Maybe he's passed on the blessing of that double kill, 1 mag SMG 11. But, you know, we start this round and let's see if Altered Edge, they can tie things up and bring us to that final round. They definitely have the operators to do it and definitely have the sight to do it. But that keeper barrier, that's an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I mean, I like the dedication to it. I mean, that'll definitely help you with holding this Trump position if you get that angle. So good job for being able to utilize that intel. I mean, that sort of to your abilities. I mean, Voon, they're doing a full extension. They've got 3 of their players currently upstairs. You've got 2 more just on the back foot on the other side. You definitely don't want them getting this vertical by the looks of it. If you manage to pick up a kill here, you fall back unpunished. I mean, it's just going to swing your way, no doubt.
Yeah, and Vooney's got a nasty angle to this double ATM's door, but no damage to be done, and a nade to go out, but it's gonna do no damage done. But Oblivion, he's gonna do some damage to the head, and he's gonna shut down Voon. That is one way to open up the round. And Altered Edge, they're 1 man down right now, and we are approaching that halfway mark. Sledge is going to try and push this top floor, but we are on that basement, so you know, if Altered Edge can waste a little bit more time here, they might struggle getting the control of the rest. But Malachi, he's going to find the refrag, a little bit of a late one, but he finds the refrag eventually onto raindrops, which is the IQ. Big operator to get rid of. He's able to spot out where those mute jammers are and where those BPs are, but no longer.
Well, you've got the long angle of the DMR. You're unable to peek that just of yet. You are holding open area quite strongly as well, so you're unable to get any work upon those hatches at the moment. You are upstairs though. Techi's going to have to do some of that work. You hear those Habanas going out as well to open up that stock hatch. Spotted out that drone. They're nice being able to get rid of that Twitch drone early on as well. It'll be a little bit scarce though. Ducker needs to try and clear out this open area without leaving himself exposed too much to Owen, who was playing onto those stairs. He's falled back though. There's just 1 left into the open area. He's able to get down safely as well, thanks to them pre-opening that hatch. And they're all bunkering.
Yeah, and 40 seconds, a lot of time was wasted up there, so, you know, they're going to have to start to go for their execute very, very shortly, but they do have the Goyo packs, they do have the smokes, they do have the C4 from Rico as well, so I wonder what the execute's going to be. Are they going to go for a back push? Because it doesn't look like they're quite ready for that server play, and maybe they're going to go down main. I don't quite know, but the time is ticking. They are opening the hatches now, but Ducko, he's going to find the pick onto Rico, and it's all happening. Glut, he's going to get the plant down on that Rio, and need to clear that shield, but Owen, he's going to try and stop the plant, but the plant goes down, and Glut, he's going to get pokeballed and finished off, and it's now a 2v3 for Altered Edge now. They have to win this, otherwise this is a GG.
I mean, you've got nothing to work with. The hatch has been opened where Ajax is playing King Malachi. He's trying to return, but Ajax is ready for that return as well. That leaves it down to River all alone in a 1v3. Hatch is being exposed as well. That Ajax finds the second kill, be able to utilize that. And there we go. I mean, it swung my way. Predicted.
Yeah, and Nutty. A good showing from them. They definitely put in the work to get in this win, and they showed up in the overtime. They did not drop around, and Altered Edge just...